All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Herman, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a run through and component overview, rules overview of a game called Valerian Alpha Missions. So it's designed by Ryan Miller and published by Ultra Pro Entertainment. Now bear with me. This is my first board game overview, gameplay run through, whatever you want to call it, ever. So please bear with me. And as you probably already noticed, it is not a static cam, so I'll be moving it around, zooming in and out. So yeah, I really apologize for that. But if you haven't left already, then I'm gonna start with the components. Okay. So first of all, as you can see, the board is a little bit. Let me get a little bit closer. So the board is pretty big, so you can get some perspective. The table itself is 40 inches in diameter, so the table can be pretty big, or as they call it, a bit of a table hog, right? Not the table. I'm sorry. Excuse me. The board. Okay. So the game is already set up and ready to start playing. I wanted to do something before, but I realized, you know what? Might as well just set it up, and that way I can start playing right away. Okay. So Valerian, the Alpha Mission. So it is a 2 to 4 player game. It takes about, according to the box, about 20 to 30 minutes to play, but depending on the difficulty, it can go up to like 45 minutes. And I've only played as a 2-player because it's only my wife and I, so we only play as a 2-player. So today I'm going to do the 2-player. I'm going to play by myself, of course. One will be me, the other one will be my wife. And it is a co-op game, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to race against time and complete missions and then get back home safe. Okay, so what you're gonna do basically is score a maximum of, you score 20 points before the enemies do or before you run out of cards. Okay, and I'll explain all that a little bit later. All right, so first of all, let's go over to the player areas, I guess. Okay, so this is the only thing you're actually going to need. We're going to need a little bit of space because you're going to be getting a little bit of more enemies or aliens over there from the yellow pile. But for now, see, as you can see, the game comes with this nifty little player aid. So I'm sorry about the glare. Apologize for that, but this is the best I can do as I don't have like an actual equipment and stuff like that. So please bear with me. As you can see, we have the little missions, right? These are the mission cards. These are the ones that you want to complete so that you can get points, right? And then you'll be able to track the points and then eventually complete get the 20 points and then go home, okay? So as you can see here, they have a little bit of text, some of them. That means that if you complete missions in certain tiles or locations, then you'll be able to get extra points, right? So as mission cards as well as the tiles, which are the locations around the station, only come from level 1, level 2, and level 3. Alright, so level 1 cards are worth 1 point, level 2 cards are worth 2 points, and level 3 cards are worth 3 points. Okay, so the only thing is that some of them, if you complete them, then you get that same amount of points extra. So for example, if you go here to data scan, it says it gives you 1 point. MP means 1 mission point. Then it says this mission is worth plus 1 mission point if completed in the human battleship hallway. Okay, so you have to find a level 1 a battleship hallway, and then if you complete the mission in that location, then you get 1 extra point. Okay, so if you can look over here to the right of the mission cards, this ones right here are the gear or equipment that you will use in order to help you in your missions. So again, they have a little bit of text, and again, I apologize for the glare. As you can see, they have, some of them have 1, 2, or 3 yellow cubes. What those are power-up cubes. All right, you're going to use them to power up your equipment. So once you gather those cubes, which is this little token pile right here, right, then you'll be able to use those equipment. Okay, or use that gear, right? And as you can see, we have the 2-player here. So the second player, so my wife has this mission, made underground contact. This is a level 2 mission, and if it's complete in Paradise Alley, then she'll get another 2 points. Okay, an additional 2 points. So it will be a total of 4 points. All right, as you can see here on the board, you see this numbers. Those are the mission point tracker. Okay, So it says the score tracker, but that's the mission point tracker. Okay. The green cube right here, number 7, that is the players. And as the players continue to get points, it will continue to go up all the way to 20. Now the red are the enemies. So at certain points during the game, you're gonna have enemies in your player area. And at the start of each turn, you're gonna add the levels of those enemies, and then that will keep going up and up and up all the way to 20. If the red cube or the enemies make it all the way to 20 before you do, then that means they actually catch up to you and you get apprehended by the enemies. So yeah, so that's a big no-no. Okay. All right. So the board. Let's go to the top of the board right here. So you have the Nemesis deck, the Mission deck, and the Alien deck. All right. So the Alien deck are the ones that you're gonna most likely deal with almost every time. Okay. You have the Mission deck. Every time you complete a mission, you discard it and then you pick one from this deck. And then the Nemesis deck will be used every single round at the end of each player's turn. Okay. All right. So besides the enemy reaching all the way up to 20 points, right? That means you lose. And another way you lose if you run out of at least one of each deck. Okay, so if you run out of Alien deck or Mission deck or Nemesis deck, then you lose the game. Okay, now you have this tracking beacons. I will explain a little bit how that works later. I don't want to get into that because it's a little bit confusing if I start explaining it now. All right, so in terms of what you'll be using, so these are your characters. Of course, they are the 2 agents in the movie. So you have Valerian. Anyway, so and Agent Lorla. Okay, sorry, I forgot the name there for a second. All right. Anyway, so the point is that there's each of them. So you have both of them in each color. So one player chooses one color, and then they each pick either they want to be Lorla or they want to be Valerian. All right. Now, they always start in the middle. As you can see, this is the level 0 tile. So this is the airlock, right? So whenever you complete the 20 points and you complete all the missions that you need, you have to make it all the way back to the airlock. And the game won't end until all players are in the airlock. All right? So, as you can see, there is a lot of tiles for level 1. And as you can see, there is no level 1 tile on the board. Okay? And that is on purpose. Okay? Now, first thing I did was in terms for setup, as you can see, there's a bunch of level 2, level 3 tiles on the board. And what that means is that when you're setting up the game, you draw 5 cards from the Nemesis deck. And let me draw one right here as an example. So you draw 1 card from Nemesis deck. These cards are going to be either events or Nemesis, which are enemies harder or tougher than the Alien deck itself. Okay, so as you can see on the top right corner, it has a letter and a number. So when you draw you're going to do the same thing for the first 5 cards that you draw from the Nemesis deck. Okay, so you take the A, you look at the letter. So the board has a letter, right, from all the way to A to G, and then it has going from up and down, and then from left to right, a 1 all the way to 7. Okay, so as you can see, there's an A4, right? So you track down the letter and number 4. That means for the first 5 Nemesis cards, you're gonna put 1 level 3 tile. Okay, for each card in the place. Okay, for example, so it says A4. All right, so I would pick 1, 2, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll set a level 3 tile there. Then I get the next one. And it says E5, so I go down to the E, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I put a level 3 there, okay? All right, so you do this 5 times, okay? And then you go get the level 2s, right? So I don't know if there was on purpose, but you use all level 2 tiles, okay? So you're gonna draw 10 Nemesis cards. You're going to do the same thing, but with the level 2 tiles. Okay, you're going to see the top right, and you're going to put wherever it matches the letter and the number. You're going to put a level 2 tile there. Okay, now, and after you do that, you are set up. You get your players, you get your gear, you draw your mission. You can only have 1 mission at a time, but as soon as you complete it, you discard it, and then you draw another card, another mission card. Okay. Now beware, there's going to be enemies that will make you discard mission cards. The Nemesis deck, they are very, very bad because almost all of them have some effect that will play and will hinder you from completing your missions. Okay, so now let's start to the actual gameplay, right, of the gameplay overview. So the first thing you're going to do, let's say I'm going to go first. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick up your dice, right? You're going to roll. And now you have certain actions that you're going to use those dice on. All right, so if you go here to little player aid, okay, you can either move, collect energy cubes, complete an objective, or attack an enemy. Okay, so whenever you get enemies, that means the enemies are chasing you. All right, so you can either help each other out, and I'll explain a little bit of that later. Okay, but for example, now I can either choose one to move, attack, or pick up energy cubes, or complete missions. Right, so first of all, I have to go to a level 1 tile, but there's no level 1 tiles on the board. Okay, so what I would do is I need to move, so I need to discover tiles. Right, there's a bunch of empty spaces right here on the board. Okay, so if I choose to move, right, that means, and I pick up the 3, then that means I can move up to 3 spaces. But the only problem with that is that if there's no tiles anywhere like around the airlock, that means I have to waste the move in order to reveal a level 1 tile, for example. So I'm going to choose the 3 to move, okay? And then I'm going to pick up, I want to move, let's say, over here, down here, okay? So because there's no tiles, so my move would count as getting a level 1 tile and putting it down, and then I'll move my character there. Okay, so that means I revealed the mission control tile, but the thing is, like, it says, oh yeah, but you still got 2 moves left. No, that means I wasted my move action, not wasted, but I used up my move action in order to reveal a tile. Okay, so that means I already used this die, so I can't use it anymore, right? Two things happen as soon as you reveal a tile. Okay, first of all, if there are energy cubes, then you put as many energy cubes as there are on the tile. For example, there's 1 energy cube, so I'll put 1 there. All right, put it over here. So now see this little icon right there, little circle with like a star or something inside of it, like a sun. So that means that for as many numbers as there are in this one, and inside of that symbol, that's how many aliens you're going to draw. That means there are going to be aliens pursuing you because you went to that location. So you take, it says 1, right? So you pick 1 card. Okay, and it says, oh, I got an enemy ship, right? So it's an enemy ship following me. As you can see, I'm trying to find the glare. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm trying to find the glare. So some of them actually have a some text that, or some effect that will, hinder you or make it easier or harder to you to complete your missions. Okay, so there's a level 2 monster. Right, it says when this enemy is destroyed, you gain 1 energy cube. All right, so that's the effect of this monster specifically. But one thing that is kind of neat of the game in this sense will be that, so draw this, I'm gonna put it over here, is that if you draw any aliens that are higher than the level of the tile you're in, you just discard it. Okay, so right now, so I'm a level 1 tile, and I drew a level 2 card or a level 2 alien, so that means it doesn't affect me because it's a higher level than the tile I'm in. Okay, so I'm trying to decide or decipher like what's the thematic explanation for this, but I can't come up with any. Maybe it's just like, maybe it seems that because I'm a level 1, that means it's a more protected area, and then the enemy itself won't be in there. Okay, that's the only thing I can think of as of this moment. All right, so that happened. All right, so I moved, revealed the tile, put an energy cube there, got I drew an enemy because that's the number that it's set there, right? It's called encounter, so I encountered 1 enemy, but it was a higher level, so that means he's not supposed to be there. And then I just discard the card, the alien in this case. Okay, so now one thing I forgot to mention is that I'm playing this on the easiest difficulty, which was you start at 7, right? If you're gonna go a little bit harder, it's 5. Then normal is 5. Then harder is 3, and then the highest, of course, is start at 0, the same as enemies. But again, as you can see, it's going to be a lot longer game and a little bit of a harder game. Okay, so now I got 2 dice left. All right, so I got a 6 and a 4. So the best thing to do right now is to complete the mission, because I have a level 1 mission. Right? I mean, I can wait to see if I can get the human battleship hallway, but you know what? I'm just going to go for it and be like, okay, I will complete the mission. So I'll use a level 4. Sorry, I die with the 4 sides, with the 4 on it. Excuse me, and I'll complete the mission. That means I get the mission card. I discard it, and I move the tracker to 8, and then I pick up another mission card. Okay, so this one is download cargo manifesto. Okay, so it's a level 2, and then it says this mission is worth 2 points if complete, plus 2 points, so that means 4 points if completed in the docks. Okay, so there's a level 2 tile that is called the docks, and it's somewhere in those that are upside down right now. Okay, so I still got one die left, which is the 6. So I'm gonna use it to pick up the energy cubes. So that means as an action, I can pick up energy cubes, and then I can assign them to any of my gears. So let me put some of them up. So I'm gonna put in the drone. Actually, I might put in the signal disruptor because it's a lot better card. So it said here, whenever you move through a tile with a tracking beacon, remove the beacon. Okay, and the beacons, tracking beacon, which is the ones that are up here, they're gonna come to effect right now. So okay, so I can explain that right now. So I'm gonna pick the cube, put it right here. All right, that means I only need one more. I don't know if you can see it. Let me put it over here. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna put it over here. There's one cube right there. There we go. All right, so that means I need one more cube in order to activate that gear. Now, you don't remove any energy cubes when you use your gear unless the card specifically says so. Okay, and if the card specifically says so, then that means you can put more than the needed cubes in there. For example, if for the drone, let's say if I wanted to use it, and say, oh, discard 1 cube, then that means I can put more than 1 energy cube in there, and I can just keep discarding the cubes. Okay, but the number of cubes in there in the card means that that's the minimum of energy cubes that you need in order to power up the gear and actually use it. Okay, so for this one you have 3 and then you have 2. All right, but the 3, this one is pretty good. All right, so there's a couple more actions you can do. You can, as we said, move. I collect energy cubes and I completed the mission. Okay, now there's another thing I need to do, and I'll do it in a little bit after this. So another action I can do is attack, but I don't have any enemies, so I don't need to attack. Okay, so one thing to mention or to note is that you can do any actions that you want, anytime. Okay, any number of times. That's what I mean. So I can move more than once. I can collect energy cubes all the time. I can complete. If I can move into different tiles and complete more than one mission, and I have the dice to do it, then I can do it, and then I can attack more than one enemy. Okay, you can only attack when you attack. You can only attack one enemy per action. Okay, so you can't use like, oh, let me use like this all 3 dice to attack like 3 enemies. No, you can only use however many dice you want to use to attack, because you can add them up, right? You'll be able to add them up, but you can only attack one enemy per one attack action. Okay, just wanted to make that clear. Again, another thing that I'm going to do is, see these little blue cubes I haven't talked about yet? See, these are mission cubes. What that means is that whenever you complete a mission, you have to drop a cube there. And the thing is that when somebody completes a mission on a tile that already has a blue cube, that means that the points awarded at 1 are subtracted by the number of blue cubes on that tile. For example, right now, if I were to complete a mission in the mission control tile, then if the mission is worth 1 point and that's all I get, then that means it gets subtracted by this by the amount of blue cubes. So that means 1 minus 1 is 0. So I would get no points if I were to complete another mission in the same tile. Okay, so that gives a little bit of a variety, or a little bit of, you know, you have to think, okay, so this one's already used, which one is the closest that I can get to, so that way I can get the proper number of points. Okay, so anyway, that is my turn. Now, if you look here, so you can actually go with me, right? So the first thing I did was tracking phase. That doesn't apply, so I'm going to ignore that for now. Roll 3 dice, which is what I did, and then I used it for the actions. Now, the nemesis phase. All right, so I am going to... You reveal the top card of the nemesis deck, right? And then it says, oh, it's G7, right? And you're like, so that means it's called breach, okay? So, and if you look at the top right, it's G7. So that is the grid that we are going to use this little tracking beacons, right? I'm going to put in that same location, okay? What do we do that? Why do we do that? That means that the enemies are not aware of you yet, but as soon as, so you basically take it and you discard it, okay? So what that means is whenever the tracking beacons are done with, like there's no more, it's only 5, and it goes down to 4 for a 3-player, and then to 3 and or 2, I'm not sure, with like 4 players. Okay, but if you're playing 2-player, you play with all of them, which is 5. And the thing is, like, when all the tracking beacons are done or are used up in different tiles in the grid or the board, then the next person that draws a nemesis, because this is done at the end of every turn for every player, okay? So whenever the nemesis card is drawn, the nemesis deck, a card from the nemesis deck is drawn, and there's no more tracking beacons, then that player gets that enemy. So that enemy is pursuing him, right? And those enemies are really hard and really tough to beat. Or you can run into, like I said here, there's some event cards, and then you have to apply that event. If you still have tracking beacons, none of that happens. You just draw the card, put it in the coordinate where you're supposed to go, and then just discard the card. Okay? All right. So let's go over to, and then now my turn is over. If we go over here to the turn sequence, right? So yeah, turn end, and then to the player on the left, but because we're only 2 players, you can play over here. All right, so I'm gonna grab the dice. So if you look at the turn sequence, there's a little thing called tracking phase. That means if you have enemies chasing you, they gain tracking points equal to the total levels of those enemies. What does that mean? When you draw aliens from the alien deck, they have a level, right? This one right here, it says level 2. So if you have any enemies in your play area and it's the start of your turn, then you're gonna add up the levels, and then you're gonna move the red cube by that many levels. Okay. All right. So let's go again with. Let's go. All right. So I have a 2. So you can't really see very well, but it's a 2, it's a 6, and a 1. All right. So first of all, what do I need to do? Right. So I need to go to a level 2 tile. There's a level 2 tile right next to me. So remember that when we went to a space that it wasn't occupied, we had to use a movement to reveal a level 1 tile. That's only for where there's empty spaces. Empty spaces, you're always going to put a level 1 tile. Okay? Now, if you're moving into a upside down tile, an unrevealed tile, you're going to do the same thing. You have to use up a die. I'm going to use a level 1 as a movement action, and then I'm going to reveal it, and then I'm going to step into it, which is the hanger. Okay? So, and then as you can see, it's a little nifty little picture there. Well, it's not a picture, it's a drawing actually. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty good art. So it's a level 2 tile. So the little numbers 2. So I have to pick up 2. I have to draw 2 cards from the alien deck, and if it's higher than a level 2, then I can just discard it. Okay? This basically shows, at least in my mind, that enemy will not be found in that location. Okay? So I draw 1, which is the Egon Siddles Jr. As you can see, it's still from the movie. It's an alien. It's a level 2, so I get to keep it. All right. So this enemy now has level 2. This player now has a level 2 alien. Right? Do you see this little number right here? It's a 6 as a strength. That is how much you need, and when you add up the dice, that's how much you need to use in an attack action in order to beat it and get it away from you. Okay? Oh, another thing that I forgot to explain, I'm so sorry about this, is very important, is that you cannot complete missions if you have enemies in your play area. Basically, if you have enemies pursuing you, you cannot complete missions. Okay? Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what kind of mission it is, you cannot complete it if you have enemies in your play area. Alright. So I still have another card I need to draw. Right, so this one's a level 3, it's a Code Archon, right? So it's strength 10, so thankfully it's a level 3, so I will discard it, okay? So now I only have one enemy with a level, which is a strength 6, level 2. Alright, so I can't complete the mission because I have an enemy, but because I have a die that's a 6, I can use it as an attack action to attack, and then I can get rid of it, alright? Okay. So, now let's say that I can't attack it, okay? So, if it goes to the start of the other player, right, you still have that enemy, because then he rolls his dice, roll the dice, you use your actions. Now, you can help your other players in defeating their enemies, but the only way you can do that is if you are in the same row, letter of the letter, or in the same line of the letter, or in the same line of the number. Okay, for example, if I wanted to help Valerian or my wife to kill an enemy, I would have to be in the same line, or I would have to be in a revealed tile over here. Okay, this is never going to happen. You will never be in an unrevealed tile, nor you will ever be in an unoccupied space. Okay, so you have to be either here in the same line of the number, in the same number, or the same letter, okay, according to the grid. Now, another thing is that in order for you to affect, or for you to be able to see the enemy that's attacking your the other player, you have to be in a line. You can be over here, but you cannot help him if there's an occupied space. That means the station is not connected. So you won't be able to see the enemy that is pursuing the other player, so you won't be able to help him. You won't be able to attack that enemy, okay? So they have to be all revealed and all with uninterrupted spaces. So they can't be this unoccupied space right here, okay? All right, just wanted to clear that because it's very important. All right, so you kill that enemy. Now it's a level 2 mission, so I will use the 2 level. Again, to complete missions, doesn't matter what the number is. And to pick up cubes, to pick up energy cubes, the yellow ones, it does not matter what the number is on the die, okay? The only time it matters is for movement, because you're only allowed to move that certain number of spots, okay? And for attacking, because you'll be able to add those dice, and then so you can eliminate or defeat enemies or aliens, okay? So I'm going to use the last die to complete my mission. So level 2, right? Mission 2 is worth 2 mission points to complete a paradise. It's not Paradise Alley, so I don't get the 2 extra points, but I don't care because I just want to complete the mission. So I move the cube. 1, 2. All right. Okay. So now it's the end of my wife's turn, and now she will draw from the Nemesis deck. Ooh, so we have a certain mercenary. Again, none of this happens. Level 4. Yeah, there's some like level 4, 5, and 6 in this deck. That's what I say they're pretty bad. But because they're still tracking beacons, you only look at the top right. See the number is E2. So you take a tracking beacon and you put it in E2. All right. Now, what happens when you run out of tracking beacons? Can you pick them up? Yes, you can definitely pick up tracking beacons. Now, the only problem is that you can only pick up a tracking beacon if you end your movement on a tile where the tracking beacon is, okay? There is a gear, which is the gear, I think is this one right here, Signal Disruptor, which wherever you move through a tile with the tracking beacon, remove that beacon, okay? So that means that for this specific gear, I can just move through the tile and I can just get the tracking beacon, okay? But otherwise, if you're not using that gear, if you don't have access to that gear, you have to finish your movement. Even if you still have 2 or 3 movement left, you have to finish the movement there in order to get the tracking beacon, and then you can just add it to the pool over there. All right. So right now it's only 3. There's 3 there, so we have nothing to worry about yet. So I'm gonna look over here, and I have level 2 mission, right? Oh, I forgot to do so because my wife completed a mission there. Then you put 1 cube there, so you have to subtract it, right? So right now I have to go to a level 2 tile or to the docks to get double the points, which is 4 points. Okay, but because I don't know where the dock is, and I really don't want to just go around and do all that stuff, so I will just roll the dice first, of course, because I need to roll dice. All right, so I got a 1, a 3, and a 6. All right, so I will. Oh, let me show you this part of movement, which you can actually totally do. So I'm going to do move 3. So use 3 to move, and I can move 1, 2, and then I can end my last movement in a reveal tile and move to it. Okay, so I'll be 1, 2, and 3. So there's 2 cubes there. So there's 2 cubes that go there. Now again, I have 2 enemies there, or 2 aliens. So I have to draw from the alien deck. Level 3 again. It's Bull and Bathor. And then this doesn't matter because it's a higher level than the actual tile. Okay, so I will go pick another one because it's a number. There's a 2 there. So Cold Archon, I have to deal with Cold Archon. Now it's a strength 9. It's a very high strength, but the good thing about this one is, let me read the text real quick. If you move into 3 different tiles in a single move action, discard this card. So basically, I'm just going to assume he gets really, really tired of chasing you or just can't follow you. And then you just, excuse me. So he just can't follow you. He just gets tired and gives up. Okay. So now here's the problem. I can't complete my mission because I have a alien following me. So what I can do is I am going to use this to pick up my energy cubes. So I'll pick 2 energy cubes and I'll put 2 over here. I'll put 1 here, and you can assign them to whichever, right? One thing, if you ever run out of energy cubes and you need to put on the board, and you just don't put, there's no more energy cubes. Okay. So then I put that there. So activate my signal disruptor. So it's always active now, right? So whenever I pass through the tiles, I don't have to end my movement. I can just pick up the tracking beacons and I just put them over there. Okay. Now, so what I'm going to do now is get my 6. I'm going to move, and then I'll move 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to end my movement here. So I have to remove this tile, which is a human battleship green room, put it over here, and I have my movement there. But I still have to pick up 1 encounter because I revealed the tile with a number on it, right? So it's a Bromosaur. It's a level 1, so I have to keep it. When this enemy starts chasing you, discard your mission card and draw another one. See, this is what I said. So you put it over here, and then I have to discard this mission card. I don't get the points, and now I have to draw another one, which is a level 1, actually. It says, this mission is worth 1, mission control completed in mission control. So I do have a mission control, so but it's already, I have a blue cube there. So I will get 1 plus 1, which is 2, but then I have to just subtract the blue cube, so it leaves me at 1. That's kind of pointless, but anyway. All right, so, oh, and another thing, I moved, right? So I moved from here. So I moved 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I moved at least 3. So then this guy gave up, and so I can discard him. So I defeated that enemy. Okay, so now, but I still have this one to deal with. All right, now that's my turn is over. Now because my turn is over, so I have to draw from here, from the Nemesis deck, A1. So it's A1. So I get a tracking beacon and I put it in A1, which is right here. All right. So now my turn is over. That was my wife's turn. This is the second round, by the way. All right. So she she has no enemies, so the tracker doesn't go up. All right. So she has no enemies pursuing her. So she rolls dice. She gets, man, I'm rolling all 1s today. So 1, 3, and 5. Okay, so what's she gonna do? Oh, I'm sorry, she completed the mission earlier, but I never drew mission cards, so I have to draw a mission card. Still flight plans. So it says missions worth +2 mission point completed in the hangar. All right, so there's a hangar right there, which is awesome. So I can actually complete it there. I would get 2 because it's worth 2 mission points, and it's +2, so it's 4. I would subtract the blue cube, so just 1. So that means I get 3 points, which is pretty good. So I'm actually going to do that. I think my wife's going to do that. She will use this. So that's 4 minus 1, so that's 3 points. So get another one. So again, Donald Cargo Manifesto has to be in the docks. It's a level 2. All right. And I have to put another blue cube there. So, but I still got 3 points. So I get 1, 2, and 3. All right. All right. So I still got 2 more dice. All right. So again, if I look over my side of the board, my side of the table, I have level 1. So that means next turn, if this enemy is not defeated at the beginning of my turn, this will go up by 1 because it's by the total number of levels per enemy, per alien that you have, okay? And this includes the nemesis, by the way. So if you have a level 6 or level 5 nemesis, then that will go up, okay? By that exact number. All right, so let's see. What else should I do? Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to leave. She's going to leave me behind. She said, you know what? It's a level 1. I don't care. So she's going to take the 3. And she's going to move over here. All right. And then she's going to take not level 3. Sorry, the dice with the 3. And then the 5. And she's going to use it to complete the mission card, right? So I get 2 mission points. All right. So again, it's Plant Surveillance Bugs. It's level 2. This one has no text. Complete anywhere. You only get 2 points. So she completed 1. Blue cube there. And it was a level 2. So we move 1 and 2. All right. Okay. So, so now she finished her turn. So we go to the Nemesis deck. So, sorry. So it's a Megaptor. Oh, yeah, I remember this little guy from the movie. Ha, it's funny. So it's F3. Okay, I'm going to put her over there because it's hard to reach over there. F3, so I take the tracking beacon. And they do 1, 2, and 3. So it's over here. All right. Okay, so now it's the beginning of my turn because I have an enemy, a level 1. Then it's going to go up by 1. Okay? And by the way, it doesn't matter what the difficulty, the enemy's points or score, it's always going to start at 0. All right, that's something to be mindful. Oh, if you want it harder, you can just have it start higher. I guess you can just play around with that if you wanted to. Okay, so now it's my turn. I did that. That's the first thing. It's called the tracking phase. Now I do the action phase, which is I roll my dice. So I do 3, 4, and 3. Okay, so what do I do? So first of all, I have to get rid of this guy, which is 7. Strength of 7. Okay, so I'll do that. I think I'll do that. I'll get rid of this enemy because I can't complete my mission otherwise. So I'll use the 2 dice. See that I can add the dice as an attack action. I get rid of it. And then I will complete my mission. Use the last die, which is 3. And I'll complete my mission, which is 1. And it says to mission control, but you know what? I don't care at this point because I need to complete my mission. All right, so I'll put blue cube over here, and I'll move this from 15 to 16. All right. Okay, so now this is basically my turn. I am done. I can't do anything else. So actually, this little card thing, the drone, is kind of nifty sometimes just because it lets you reveal a tile. Let me see. Come on, focus, focus. All right. So you can spend an action, discard an energy cube from this card to look at any face down tile. Again, see, this is one of those that, excuse me, I put it back on top here. This is one of those that you can put energy cubes on it, and then you can just discard 1. You need to have at least 1 in order to use it. All right. All right. So I finished my turn. Now I'll go again to a Nemesis deck. This is round 3. So I go Nemesis deck. It's a K-Tron unit. Remember those bad guys? From towards the end of the movie, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. All right, so it's G5. I go over here, G5. So I get the last tracking beacon. Now I'm all out of tracking beacons, right? So G5, which is here. Okay. So now I'm all out of tracking beacons. I got 4 points left. All right. Actually, let me draw a mission card because I did not draw a mission card. So it is a map the area mission. So level 1, doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So it's my wife's turn. She has no enemies, so that's good. So she can roll. It's a 3, 5, and a 5 as well. Oh, this is where the wrong dice to use. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so we got to go to a level 2 tile, but I can't go there because I can't do it there because I will just lose 1 point. I'll get no points there. And but if I move over here, I'm gonna keep opening up tiles. So what I'm gonna do, this is a level 2 one. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. So I can use one of the 5. So put it over here, and then I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, hello, and then 5. And because I ended my movement in a tile where there's a beacon, I can pick it up and I'll put it back in this place. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna reveal the tile. Ooh, just 3 monsters, 3 aliens that I have to draw from the alien deck. So it's 1. It's a level 2. Again, if you move 3 different tiles in a single action, discard this card, which is Code Archon. Okay. So strength of 8. This one. All right. So it goes over here. That's 1, 2. The enemy starts chasing you, discard mission card again. So this is the same one. So it's level 1, and I have to discard my mission card. Dang it. Because now I don't know what level I'm going to have to do. Oh, level 2, so it's pretty good. So it's the same one, Planet Surveillance Bug. Okay. So I'm going to play out the last of this turn, and then I'll just turn it off, and that way I'll be done and I don't keep you guys here. All right, so let's say what else. Oh, I still got one more. So level 1. Okay. So we got 2 level 1s. And then this one, oh, these are nasty guys. Pit Gore or Pit, I don't know. I think it's Pit Gore, but yeah. So you can't not move while this enemy is chasing you. So you have to defeat this enemy. Thankfully, the strength it's not that high. So you have to defeat that enemy in order to move before you can actually move from tile to tile. Okay. So you still got 2, right? So I'm gonna use, but I can't complete anything because I still got aliens chasing me. So I'm gonna defeat this guy. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna defeat this guy with the number 3, right? So I defeat the guy that's pinning me down. It's probably got me grabbed by the ankle. Well, got my wife grabbed by the ankle. And then I'll use the 5 to move. I can just move 1, 2, and 3. And that way, this guy, the Code Archon that's chasing me, gets tired and I get to discard it. But I won't be able to complete a mission because I still got 1 enemy. And then that's it. And then I'm done. So this is just a few rounds. I didn't want to play a whole game because, you know, it gets tiring holding on the phone. So again, I'm sorry for the glare. I'm sorry for the movement of the camera. I'm sorry for my voice or the sound quality. This is using my phone, as you can see. But I hope you kind of gotten an understanding of how the game plays. I don't want to do it again because I'm already over 40 minutes. And I hate I don't know how people do this. I really admire those video bloggers or people that do those run-throughs for like an hour and a half. Or just, I mean, I guess they edit it or they edit the video, but still. So I'm gonna sign off here again. This is playing Valerian, the Alpha Missions, designed by Ryan Miller and published by Ultra Pro Entertainment. All right, this is in no way, shape, or form was sponsored by any of these people. Okay, this is just something that I thought because I looked in Board Game Geek, there was no videos. I thought I would upload one, and there's a lot of people that are asking about how the game plays and all those things and the components and stuff like that. So I just thought I would make this for them. So hope you enjoy it. And again, I apologize for anything or that I said or any goofs that I made, and for my voice, sound quality, the video quality. Apologize for all of that. But if you're still going through and still make it to this point, I thank you for watching and have a nice day. All right, bye.